Well, I don't see any wheat coming up, do you? This has been here 1 week. We've only had 1/100th of an inch of rain. Ah, there's a sprout right there. You see it right there. Right there. Haha. So it has right there, right there, right there. It has sprouted. Right there. Okay. Up. Right there. It's popped above the ground. Right there. Okay. I guess there was enough moisture here to make it sprout. Right there. Right there, right there, right there. All right, I guess it's gonna do something. There was a chance of rain, I think on Friday this coming week. This is Tuesday morning, but when I looked at the forecast this morning, that chance of rain has been taken out. We had another chance of rain on next Tuesday, election day. This was all when I looked at Sunday's forecast. And now this morning, that chance of rain has been taken out. I guess we've got a cool front coming through Friday morning, and that's what's supposed to give us a chance of rain. At one point, it was a 30% chance, but as I said, this morning's forecast has taken that chance of rain out. Wow. So we will probably go. Well, I would wager a $1,000 bet right now that for the entire month of October, we will only receive 0.08 inches of rain. That is dry. That is very dry. Wow. All right, I think this morning I'll pull the combine out and fuel it and grease it and get it moved. I think those double crop soybeans I will start cutting this afternoon. We had a heavy dew overnight. The wind has not started blowing yet, so it's going to take a while to dry off, but I'll try to have everything ready in the meantime. Not a ripple on the creek, a sign the wind is not blowing yet. We got a little bit of movement here with these reeds, so the wind is starting to pick up some. That's good. There's nothing wrong with a hand crank pump. Keeps the muscles strong, keeps you active. So I have pumped this tank dry over the last couple of days, filling different things up. So I've hand cranked 250 gallons. Yeah, I can hand crank the back of my pickup truck, the tank on that. It holds 160 gallons total. but one side holds 80 gallons. I can fill up one side in less than 10 minutes, so I can hand crank 8 to 10 gallons a minute. So that's not awful. Hey, look at this. My 50-hour service light is on. So I guess I will do the 50-hour grease zerks. Okay, it's warm enough. I think I can come out of this jacket. Greasing is done, but there is one chain I need to check. The last couple of days in here I have heard a ticking noise, and I think it's this feeder house chain is loose. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I need to tighten this chain up, but that's been my ticking noise. There's one of these adjusters on either side. So when I move this bolt, this nut up this way on this bolt, it's going to shove this piece down towards here, which that is shoving the drum that's holding that feeder house chain down, which then tightens that chain. This side's a pain in the you-know-what because of this belt here. You can't get much of a turn on this nut. Okay, this chain it's got to come up off of this railing here, just about the width of my finger. Can't see in there while I'm doing this, so you tell me when it's enough. Enough? Ooh, might be too much. Might be too much. Let me back it off a little bit. Alright, let's go to the other side, do the same thing. This side is more in the open, so it's not as difficult. All right, I think that's got her. I've got to do a minor medical procedure here on the platform. Oh, I hope I've got the parts for this. So a number of years ago, we hit a stone and bent this thing up. So it's supposed to have a nut welded on the other side for bolts to screw in there. Well, when we hit that stone and bent all of this up, it kind of broke that out. So we're just using some bolts here. So apparently this bolt has come out of there. So I've got to take this cover off in order to reach my hand behind there and put a new bolt on there. So hopefully there's a plastic piece in here that keeps this finger from flopping up and down in there. Hopefully I have another plastic piece. Let me go look. And I found another plastic piece, so it goes in there like that, and then it will go around like that. Okay, that was easy. And while I'm in here, I see I have a broken finger here that's supposed to go through that hole, so I may as well replace that finger while I'm here. I have an extra one right here, so I will do that. That's fixed. So let me try to explain how this thing operates if you don't already know. Let me get all of my tools out of the way here. Alright, so you see this shaft in here is offset from the main shaft. Can you see that up in there? Okay, and it has all of the fingers on there. And so what happens, as this drum turns, these fingers go out on the front side to grab the soybeans, and then as this drum comes around, these fingers start to go in. See that? See? They go in, they come out. So they're grabbing those soybeans, and then when they get to the back here, they come in, because this is where the feeder house is, right here, where you hook up the combine. Feeder house is here, and that chain then grabs those soybeans from here, takes them into the feeder house. If these fingers were out, it would continue to grab onto those soybeans, so then they could not get into the combine. So then as you then go around, these fingers then come back out all the way, grab those soybeans, and then start to come in. That's simple. What the hell? I got another broken finger, because there's the piece inside of there. Where the hell is that broken? Ah, right there. And I don't have an extra finger. I only had that one extra one, so if I've just got that one missing, I'll still be okay. I'll just order some more fingers for it. But you know what? It probably hit a rock and it broke that finger off, because you see how bent up it is there. One more thing, I've got to replace the grease zerk on the knife here, because it's not taking grease. I think that thing is worn out, so I've got a new one here I'm going to put on there. Okay, you have to see this and you have to believe it, because I'm telling you it's true. I don't have a backup camera on this truck. First time backing up, and look at this. Look at this. First time backing up, and it's hooked up. Wow. What's the saying? A blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. Well, I guess I'm the blind squirrel today. Okay, I think we are ready. I just called farmer's daughter, and she is coming down here to get the header, bring it to the field. I'm just going to pull it around here for her, and I'm going to jump on the combine and take that to the field. Wind is blowing. I think by the time we get hooked up and she brings me back here and I get the grain truck, I think I may be able to cut some soybeans. All right, we're gonna do this. Oh shoot, I forgot to reset my service light. All right, when I cut the combine off, I will reset it. Okay. Oh shoot, she went ahead too far. Back up a little bit. Okay. Okay, here in the shade, they're still too wet because you can see they were kind of pushing up. So we're going to get the truck, and I can come back and go out in the sunny part, I think, and it will be okay. The neighbor has beat me to the field. I see dust going over there. Darn it. My snack choice today, more savory mix, Chex Mix. Well, I guess last week, they're all savory apparently, and I just noticed this when I got this bag. Last week I had cheddar, this week I have traditional, but both bags say savory. Okay, and I've got my go-to cheddar cheese and crackers, and of course Reese's peanut butter cup. My favorite, one of my favorite candy bars. Okay, I just checked these soybeans. Hey, I did reset the light there. I just checked these. I've got to give them another 30 minutes, I believe. Even out in the sunshine, they're still a little bit tough. So I think I'll snack on this a bit while I'm waiting for things to dry out. So while I'm waiting for these soybeans to dry out a little bit more, I'm reading some news here. So most of us kind of already know this, but an article from yesterday talking about the coverage on the big three networks on their evening newscast. And maybe it doesn't relate necessarily to just the evening newscast, but ABC, CBS, and NBC News. Harris has received 78% positive coverage, yes, on broadcast evening news since July, versus Trump, who has been the subject of 85% negative. All right, battery went dead. So what I was saying was 78% positive coverage on the big three networks for Harris, 85% negative coverage on the big three networks for Trump. This article is saying that is worse than 2016 and the 2020 presidential election cycles. 78% positive to 85% negative. They both received about the same amount of airtime as far as minutes go of talking about them. Yeah, bias in the news. Yeah, who would have thunk? No way that's happening, right? And then you've got the reporters from the LA Times and the Washington Post, mainly the LA Times, when they came out last week and said they were not making a presidential endorsement. And then a couple of their reporters quit because of the LA Times not making this presidential endorsement. And then what does that dummy from the Washington Post, Jennifer Rubin, have to say? Oh, yes, I stand behind you 100%. And then within 24 hours, the Post, her own boss, they come out and say, oh, we're not making an endorsement in the presidential election either. It's just not fair. It's not who we are. Well, darn it, Jennifer Rubin, are you quitting your job now? Because you were all behind the LA Times reporters quitting because their newspaper didn't make an endorsement. Oh, she is such a... She's just... I think she's a cat lady. I think that's what Jennifer Rubin is. She is a cat lady. Wouldn't be surprising if she had 20 cats at home and wasn't married. I don't read the Washington Post. I know of her because of some of the news that she does with, I think it's MSNBC that she's on quite a bit. Unbelievable. But here's what got my attention. So when I opened up the Fox News app, the first news article, Trump puts violent migrant crimes under Biden-Harris front and center, announces a plan to help the victims. Apparently he wants to set up a fund to help victims of these illegal migrant crimes. I don't know if it's him or his campaign, but oh my God, they are on top of things. You know, first the McDonald's, going to McDonald's to cook the fries, and then the Madison Square Garden event, the Joe Rogan podcast. They have him out there he is a hip person. Is that a term that kids use these days? You're hip. But his campaign, they are 3 steps ahead of everybody else. It's just brilliant how he has been campaigning and the things that he has done, and has beat Harris to the punchline so many times. Oh my God, the catastrophe that she had down in Texas last week, where the news media was saying, oh, Beyonce is going to be there at her rally and she's probably going to perform, and so they got 20,000 people, or no, 30,000 people into the venue thinking Beyonce is going to perform. And guess what? Beyonce spoke for 2 minutes, didn't sing a song, and off the stage she goes, and all of the boos, and yes, and then Trump goes to Madison Square Garden, gets 20,000. He doesn't have any top name celebrities, but Tucker Carlson, yes. Melania Trump, yes. Dr. Phil, yes. These are not top name celebrities, but he was able to fill the building. Just wow. If he doesn't win this election, this country is screwed. Unbelievable that it's even a close race. It should not be a close race. Okay, that's enough of the political rant for today. Oh no, this was another article that I read this morning. The news anchor, was it down in Mississippi? I think it was. Let me go back to this. Yes. News anchor that had been working for 4 decades at this news station was fired because of some comments he put on his personal private, I guess it wasn't private, but his personal social media account, talking about if you are going to the polls to vote, only to vote against Donald Trump, then you probably shouldn't vote, because you don't know anything about Harris. You're only voting for her because you hate Donald Trump and you have TDS. So his station fired him after 4 decades because of him making a comment on his own time on his own personal account. Where is our freedom of speech? We are losing our freedom of speech, and that is scary. I was just having this conversation with a customer this morning about how people are scared to voice their opinion because you'll lose business if you're a business owner, or you'll get canceled, or you'll get fired, or people will come burn down your house. What happened to our freedom of speech in this country? And if we elect that Harris-Walz combo, it's just going to get worse. We saw that Biden and Harris tried to do that with their disinformation committee or department or whatever they were trying to set up, and that didn't last but 2 or 3 weeks because of the pushback from that, thank goodness. But they're going to bring it back again. If Harris is elected, she's going to try to bring that back and censor us and censor anything that the left doesn't agree with. They'll call it misinformation and cancel us and put us in jail. And they're talking about Trump putting people in internment camps. No, it's going to be the Harris-Walz administration that will lock us up for saying things that they think are false. All right, I've gone on long enough. I'm going to give these soybeans a try. One field almost finished and 2 more to go, and then I will be done with soybeans. But I'm not going to finish today because the bin is full. So I'll fill the truck today, take that load to the elevator in the morning, and then hopefully by tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock, I will have everything cut. I am cutting these soybeans at a diagonal to what I planted them at. So the rows go this way, but I'm cutting them this way, which is the same way I sprayed them. They just seem to feed in there a little bit better with these 15-inch rows. These are the soybeans I planted with my corn planter, which is 30-inch rows. So I planted them and then came back and planted in between the 30-inch rows to give me 15-inch rows. These aren't quite as dusty as all the others that I have cut. And not quite yielding as good either. Probably in the 35 to 40 bushel range is my guess at the moment. About loaded, and the truck is loaded, so I think I'm calling it a day. Looking at what I have left, and based on what I did today, I'm going to have another truckload tomorrow, and I think I'm going to have to leave some in the combine. That's what it looks like, which is a good thing. No complaints here. But I'll say it again, the complaint is the price. The price actually has gone down. Let me see what it was. What did it close at today? Let's see, corn was up 3 cents today, and soybeans down 6 cents. So 9.80 was the close, and we're 65 under that. So 9.15. Yeah, $9.15. That's horrible. That is horrible, I tell you. All right, well, ain't much I can do about that. All right, I think she's cooled down enough. I'm trying to let it sit here and idle a bit just to let that engine cool down some. And I think we're good. I didn't eat all of my Chex Mix here. I didn't open the crackers or the Reese's. Dead battery here. Hey, I think I may hear another combine. Let me get out and listen. Yes, sounds like on the neighboring farm over here is a combine running. Alright, I unfortunately did not throw the blower in the truck, so this machine is not getting a blow job tonight. Alright, well, I'm going to end this video and I'm going to say, see ya! See ya!